Hey, I'm Dr. Stephanie Bathurst, therapist, coach, sexologist, healer, and author. Thank you so much for taking this course. I hope that it gives you the insight, the energy, and the tools that you need to transform yourself, your life, and your relationship. You certainly deserve it. If ever there's something that doesn't make sense or that you need extra help with, please feel free to reach out to us at help@bathurstfamilytherapy, which is all one word, .com. Or feel free to sign up for a one-to-one intensive session with me, and we will do a deep dive together to solve your problem by applying these tools and more. You can book online with me at bathurstfamilytherapy.com. Let's jump in. Okay, welcome. So this is going to be hopefully a very brief video. We're just going to be doing an overview to familiarize yourselves with the 8 forms of healthy intimacy. We're going to overview psychological, physical, sexual, creative, social, emotional, intellectual, and experiential intimacy. This FlOW 3-month program is going to cover, it's going to focus on the basics of all of these intimacy expressions, whereas the in-person retreat, which is the step up from the FlOW 3-month program, that is the advanced program, and it focuses more heavily on physical, sexual, emotional, and experiential intimacy expressions. So let's get into the manifestation or the observable part of these forms of intimacy, just so that you can kind of break up what they look like and how to differentiate them. All right, so creative intimacy would be, examples would be dancing playfully together, taking a pottery class. Intellectual intimacy would be debating philosophy together or discussing a news article. Learning a new language together would be intellectually bonding. Social intimacy, an example would be attending a concert with a group of friends or joining a travel group. Forms of consensual non-monogamy also fulfills social intimacy needs. Sexual intimacy would be all forms of sexual touch, sensuous communications such as sexting, visual cues like lingerie, or images that depict sexual expression and arousal building. Psychological intimacy examples would be sharing of deep inner thoughts, or childhood wounds and receiving support from your partner in response. Discussing and feeling understood in how anxiety or depression affects your life and relationship. So those are examples of psychological intimacy. Physical intimacy would be rubbing your partner's shoulders while you watch a show together, or putting a piece of jewelry or a tie on your partner. Really all forms of non-sexual physical affection. And you can get pretty creative as to what that means and how that's expressed. Emotional intimacy examples would be holding space for respecting and validating your partner's emotions. Really just verbalizing vulnerability rather than protecting yourself from vulnerability with your partner. Allowing yourself to be seen, essentially. And then lastly, experiential intimacy would be watching a sunset together, attending a grand opening of a summer festival, horseback riding, or anything that's on the bucket list for you or any of your partners. Those would be experiential forms of bonding. So those are it: creative, intellectual, social, sexual, psychological, physical, emotional, and experiential, the 8 forms of intimacy that we are going to be focusing on and prioritizing and learning how to communicate effectively and efficiently in this process. So what I'd like to jump into is a really quick overview of priority and deficiency in regards to intimacy. So as we look at this visual map, the prioritization of these 8 forms is entirely unique from person to person. They do not stay the same. The prioritization does not stay the same across the lifespan of a single human being. And that's largely because you as a human being does not stay the same. You are constantly evolving. Our relationships are constantly evolving. And so your needs, your values, and therefore your forms of intimacy or the prioritization of those forms are constantly evolving. That said, there are likely not to be dramatic overhauls, meaning maybe experiential for the first half of your life was your most prominent or predominant form of need fulfillment, and then for the latter half of your life, barring any extreme life catalysts, it provides you no need fulfillment at all. That is very rare. However, subtle shifts and reprioritizations as you experience various developmental life stages, new rites of passage, such as marriage or having children, and also something that would change or shift the prioritization is deficiency and starvation, right? So if you are in a relationship that unfortunately is fairly unhealthy for a good bit of time, and you experience the absence or the starvation of one of these or many of these intimacy forms, those automatically will be prioritized higher than they would have been had those needs been met with any degree of consistency and regularity during the entirety of your relationship. So keep that in mind. What I would like to do is empower you in the action steps. What I'd like to do is empower you to prioritize the 8 forms of intimacy as you stand right now. So not your past self, not who you feel like you're going to be in the future, but as you are sitting, listening to this hopefully very brief video. I'm going to try and wrap it up for you right now. Prioritize these 8 forms, 1 being very top, 8 being your least fulfilling or least important. After numbering based on priority, do a little bit of introspection and reflection on how you think these became your top tier forms of intimacy, why you feel like you evaluated this list in the way that you did. What life events or what personality traits or relationship experiences in your history you feel have impacted the way in which you prioritized. Hey, me again. I hope that lesson gave you the therapeutic direction and boost that you need to take some action in your life, the kind that gets you the results that you're looking for. Remember that we have so many mini courses that we offer in our program, and that if you're feeling really ambitious and ready for a total overhaul of your life and relationship, to take our full 90-day FlOW formula program to unlock intimacy, all 8 forms, to discover great sex, and to realign with your true self. We also offer an immersive in-person Hawaiian retreat in my home in Oahu, Hawaii. This is the advanced 2.0 of the FlOW formula program. So if you've taken a number of our mini courses and have completed or taken the FlOW formula program, this is the perfect next step for you. Follow us on social media, keep in touch. We want to continue on this journey with you. I hope to work with you again soon. Thank you so much.